Good afternoon, everyone. Today we'll be going over aggression in sport. We're going to start off with what aggression is. It's any form of behavior directed toward the goal of harming or injuring another living being who is motivated to avoid such treatment. There is different criteria for aggression. So we have aggression as a behavior, aggression involves intent, aggression involves harm or injury, aggression is directed toward a living organism motivated to avoid that harm. We have two different types of aggression, hostile or reactive aggression and instrumental aggression. Hostile or reactive aggression, the primary goal in that is to inflict injury or psychological harm on another. And with instrumental aggression, aggression occurs in the quest of some non-aggressive goal. We have a distinction between instrumental and hostile aggression. The clear majority of instrumental aggressive acts occur in conjunction with some type of hostile process. At times, aggression might involve elements of both hostile and instrumental aggression. Antisocial behavior plays a big role in aggression. It includes actions such as vandalism, unwanted sexual advances, humiliating someone, or yelling insults. These may or may not involve aggression, but certainly have important consequences for both participants and society. Here we have the causes of aggression, the instinct theory, frustration, aggression theory, social learning theory, revised frustration, and aggression theory. Here we'll go over some theories and models. Instinct theory, people have an instinct to be aggressive, which builds up until it must be expressed. Frustration, aggression theory, aggression is a direct result of a frustration that occurs because of a goal blockage or failure. Social learning theory, aggression is learned through observing others and then having similar behavior reinforced. Revised frustration, aggression theory combines elements of frustration, aggression theory with social learning theory. Frustration does not always lead to aggression. It increases the likelihood of aggression by increasing arousal, anger, and other thoughts, feelings, and emotions. Increased arousal and anger result in aggression only when socially learned cues signal the appropriateness of aggression in the situation. Here we have the general aggression model. Aggression occurs as a result of a complex process mediated by one's thoughts, feelings, and emotions, and resulting from the interaction of numerous personal and situational factors. There's an example of that. Spectators and aggression usually involves fans. We have assault, fighting, verbal abuse, pitch or field invasion, discharge of a missile, which is throwing something onto a field, like when fans throw trash and stuff on the field and start booing the players when they don't perform. And we have vandalism and terrorism. Spectators and aggression. No single factor can explain fan or crowd violence. Spectator aggression is associated with small-scale, on-field aggressive acts, aroused conditions, alcohol use, younger, disadvantaged male spectators, crowded conditions when fans have high team identifications. Here we have verbal aggression and abusive leadership. Verbal aggression and abusive coaching have negative effects on behaviors and players. Peer aggression happens a lot peer-to-peer. Physical harm occurs often in sport and needs to be studied more. Game reasoning and aggression. Many athletes view aggression as inappropriate in general, but appropriate in sport environment. This is called bracketed morality. Moral disengagement and aggression. Athletes justify their aggression by displacing responsibility to others or cognitively restructuring the violent action so that it is not viewed as immoral. This helps explain why people commit aggressive acts even when they know they're in the wrong. Athletic injuries and aggression. Evidence is amassing to show that aggressive play is related to athletic injuries, which is no surprise. Physical and neural basis of aggression related to athlete aggression. So aggression increases as temperature increases, most likely because athletes become more irritable when temperature increases. Executive function scores were associated with increased aggression in male athletes. Here we have athletic performance and aggression. There's no clear pattern has been found between the two. Professionals must decide if they value enhanced performance at the cost of increased aggression. Team moral atmosphere and aggression. Team norms also contribute to moral atmosphere that influence aggression in athletes, as well as coach and peer influences. Coaches and teammates play an especially important role in creating a team moral atmosphere that influences aggression in athletes. Sports-specific aggression determinants. So someone has committed aggression against them. The opposition has annoyed them. The teams compete with each other frequently. They are highly ego-oriented and have low level of moral development. They want to show how tough they are. They see it as a part of their role. They feel group pressure to be aggressive. Gender and cultural differences. So it was found that males tend to be more aggressive than females. No surprise there. Cultural, they found that Chinese athletes and Western athletes have the same amount of aggression. Alcohol-related aggression and sport. So consistent finding in the literature is that athletes report higher rates of alcohol-related aggression and antisocial aggression than non-athletes. Research suggests that discussing the negative effects of excessive drinking and athletic performance and working to modify the social environment of athletes may be the best way to curb alcohol-related aggression. And here we're talking about applying knowledge to professional practices. We have the meta-analysis, which was about a martial arts studio that did a study on kids, and they found that martial arts reduces aggression. That's just more. Here's more applying knowledge to professional practice. So distinguish between aggression and assertive or intense play. Teach nonviolent conflict resolution skills. Teach appropriate behavior. Help athletes understand that aggression is not legitimate. Help players develop empathy. Establish team norms. And we'll build off that here. Control spectator aggression. Develop strict policies on alcohol control. Immediately penalize spectators for aggressive acts, hire officials who don't tolerate aggression, inform coaches that aggression won't be tolerated, work with media not to glorify aggression acts. Here's an example of that. Another example. So here we have position, stand on aggression, violence, and sport. These are the different recommendations. Recommendation number 1 is management should make fundamental penalty revisions so that rule violating behaviors result in punishments that have greater punitive value than potential reinforcements. Recommendation number 2, management must ensure proper coaching of teams, particularly at junior levels, that emphasize a fair play code of conduct among participants. And recommendation number 3, management should ban the use of alcoholic beverages at sports events. And here we have more recommendations on how to prevent aggression. The list goes on and on. And that is it.